Hi, and welcome to another episode of Bloomfield Buzz TV. Each episode we try to inform you about what's going on in Bloomfield. In this episode of Bloomfield Buzz, Wrights Field Playground will get a makeover, football wraps up the season with a classic Thanksgiving matchup between the Bengals and the Mounties, and we hear from veterans in their own words. But first, our cameras were on hand recently when the library played host to the North Center Streetscape Project as it was presented to the residents and businesses alike. Township officials and members of the design team were on hand for the public to learn more about the project.
This is obviously the North Center project. It's a portion of town that the township believes is sort of organically have grown on its own, and it's an opportunity for the township to sort of show what it can do for those businesses and provide the last step to really make it a better, nicer part of town. Our streetscape designers, Arterial, they're doing a great job, and hopefully, with the areas and the township's comments and suggestions, we can really get something done that's going to really revitalize that neighborhood.
My name is Eli Chalet. I live on James and Bloomfield, and this project, it's right in the heart of my area. This is a project that we've been working on with Yoshi, the town administrator, and the engineer. And it's a very good project, to enhance the North Center. And there's a lot of possibilities for attracting more businesses and more people into this business section. And we're going to be working hard on it, and hopefully, we'll start working on it springtime. We already have the grant for it, so it's not going to cost the taxpayer any money. And we look forward for quite a few more projects like this in Bloomfield.
Good evening. My name is Nick Joanno. I'm the Second Ward Councilman, and I'm reviewing the concept and the plan for the First Ward, the rescaping of the streets and the rescaping of the area for biking and parking. And what I'm very enthused about, and I'll point to here, are the outdoor dining facilities that are being planned for. We have a wonderful opportunity to create a social environment when people are allowed to dine in an outdoor environment. It brings people together. It's the kind of very homely atmosphere and attitude that I'm very supportive of. And the fact that when we look at some of the streetscape areas where we remove a portion of the parking and allow for the extension of these restaurants. Where also bike lanes would become available, so it makes the area more user-friendly for pedestrians. Originally, it was all dictated for vehicles, but we're going to change the flow of that. Back to the pedestrian, improve the quality of the atmosphere and attitude in the area, so people will want to come to this district, as we call the district in the First Ward. With Foley Field being revitalized, we're going to bring a lot more people into town. So we want to introduce this area to them, so when they do come and dine at these restaurants, they become repeat customers and come back into our community and be a vital part of our revitalization. So I'm excited behind it. I'm certainly supportive of it, and hope that in the future we take the concept and move it further north, because I think Bloomfield has the potential for being a mecca for restaurants and enticing and luring people into our community for fine dining.
Have you ever missed a show on WBMA TV and did not know when it will air again? Well, visit our website and click on our programming guide for the days and times of when shows air. You can watch all of our original programming on our video on demand player by going to our website at WBMATV.com, clicking on our Media Center page, some of which now is in high definition. Our new player is now iPhone, iTouch, and iPad friendly. Plus, don't forget to follow us on Twitter, friend us on Facebook, and watch us on YouTube as well. When we return, we'll have a Thanksgiving Day treat, a newly designed playground to be built, and more.
Yo, check out this chef, right? Right? That's so gay. That's really gay. Dude, look at those pants.
Please don't say that.
What?
Don't say that something is gay when you mean that something is dumb or stupid. It's insulting. It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. Just saying. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
Hello and welcome back to Bloomfield Buzz TV. We are your source for everything Bloomfield. And speaking about what's going on in Bloomfield, I'd like to tell you about what's going on right here at WBMA TV. Not only does WBMA cover Township Council meetings, but we also air Board of Education, Zoning, and Planning Board meetings too. In addition to broadcasting them, we also make them available on our website on our video on demand page. Go to WBMATV.com, click on our Media Center page, and there you will find the meetings we cover along with community events, sports, series programming such as To Your Health Bloomfield, Saturday Night at the Movies, and even this show, Bloomfield Buzz TV. It was a few years for Bengals sports, but after its demolition, a brand new Foley Field was ready for the 2011 season, and it meant that Bloomfield could once again play host to the classic matchup between the Bengals and the Mounties. This year's event took on a whole new twist as Investor Savings Bank will present the winning team with a special cup. WBMA TV cameraman Rick Gearhart was on hand for this year's game. Let's take a look.
Hey, good evening. This is Kevin Cummings from Foley Field on Wednesday night at Thanksgiving Eve at the Bloomfield Montclair game. We're happy to be here. I'm the president and CEO of Investors Bank, and we're happy to be here to sponsor the game tonight. At the end of the game, we'll be giving a trophy to the winning team and to the MVPs of each team. It's a great Thanksgiving tradition, this game, and Investors is happy to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Foley Field looks great, and we wish the Bengals well in the winter and spring seasons. Next year, we'll get those Mounties. Now let's turn our attention to another field, Wrights, for the groundbreaking event that recently took place for the new playground that's soon to be built.
Just wanted to welcome everyone to Wrights Field and thank everyone for coming tonight. We have a great group behind us here that are supporting us throughout our efforts here at the Recreation Department. I wanted to thank Glenn Dominic, our CDBG director. He's unfortunately not able to be here today, but he's been instrumental in a lot of the park improvements that we've done here through the Bloomfield Recreation Department and the Township of Bloomfield. This is a $230,000 community development block grant that we're extremely proud of. And as you can see in the background, although muddy today, hopefully in a few short months, it's going to be a fantastic play area for our residents and for all who come to visit when they come to watch baseball games. So again, we're extremely pleased and proud. Some of the upgrades that we're doing here is we're going to have a 2 to 5 year old play structure, and we're going to have a 5 to 12 year old play structure in these areas behind us. And these structures are fully ADA compliant, so people with disabilities are still able to enjoy the same amenities that all of our residents are able to enjoy here. We're having rubberized safety tiles that are going to be installed too, so those will all be barrier-free. So again, a lot of the improvements that we're making throughout our town and throughout our parks are all inclusive. They're inclusionary, so that people with disabilities, people with special needs are able to use our recreational facilities, and we're very proud of that. I think we're on the forefront of the special needs community, and we have a very good special needs program here at the Recreation Department. So we're very, very, very proud. I'd also like to recognize Paul Lassick, our township engineer, who was able to help design this project in-house. And again, this is all through a community development block grant, so it does not affect our tax base, and we're very pleased and honored to provide this to the residents of Bloomfield. So I wanted to bring the mayor up and have him say a few words, and then we could take a look at the park. So again, thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, Mike. You know, I was just thinking about as I'm standing here. It was 34 years ago that I came here, and I met my wife, and I came down to play softball down here, and I thought then, coming out of Hoboken, I thought it was Yankee Stadium when I came here. Now, as I look around at all the work that's been done with the Babe Ruth field, the Little League field, and now this field, I don't know what to describe other than this is a great accomplishment for the community. One of the nicer things about this whole project is the fact that this is all done within our house. You know, as Michael has said, it was the money we've got through community block grant money. We got this. The design was done through our engineering department with Paul Lassick, and it's another great example of what the people in our community do. You know, for years we've been able to get a lot accomplished, and I have to say, you know, I appreciate the fact that Assemblyman Freeholder Ralph Caputo is here, because a lot of the stuff that we've done in this community has come through his generosity and his hard work with us. So thank you, Ralph. I appreciate that. And as Michael said, when you look at what we do and the idea that this project is another special needs project, we are probably the foremost community in working with special needs kids. We have a great program, but more important, the other thing that we did a couple of years ago was the Challenger Field down at Felton Field. Challenger Field is a field that is able to be used by the handicapped kids, special needs kids, and it is one of only 3 in this state of New Jersey. So I'm very proud. I'm very proud of the rec department with Michael as the new head here, for Glenn for all he's done, and especially for all the people that have done so much for this, the rec department and our engineering department, and everybody in town. So thanks a lot. Thank you, Michael.
And again, this project was underway last week. We should have a couple more weeks of construction and installation of the equipment, and obviously we're hopefully the weather will hold out for us, and this project will be done sooner than later. But at the very least, we will definitely have this project done for Little League opening day this year. I know it's going to put a smile on Mark's face. It's long overdue, so we're very excited. I want to also mention our recreation commissioners who are here, our chairwoman Sabina O'Brien, who is fantastic and is a huge supporter of our department, and Mr. Ben Catella, who's been a commissioner I think longer than I've been alive, but he's fantastic. So we just wanted to thank all of the people behind me and all the people behind the scenes that do the work. Megan, our supervisor, does a fantastic job, and my entire office staff. I also want to mention Anthony Nesto, who is now moved on to DPW, but he was here during this project and helping it getting off the ground, and now our DPW/recreation guys will be maintaining this fine facility too. So I want to thank them in advance for all the work that they're going to be doing and that they continue to do on a daily basis. So just want to again thank the residents and congratulate our township on a great accomplishment, and we're looking forward to Bloomfield College too, Sheila Wooten. We have a great working relationship with our college, and it's a vital asset to our community, and we're extremely pleased to work hand in hand with them. So we want to thank them for their partnership as well. So without further ado, we're gonna stick a shovel in the ground.
Thanks, Amanda. Thanks. Ready?
Ready?
Okay. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Now, I had a chance to speak to 2 veterans at Bloomfield's Veterans Day ceremony about their time in the armed forces. World War II Navy veteran Jim Douglas and Bloomfield's AMVET commander and Korean War veteran Louis Ginefra told me of their experiences.
James Douglas. Just call me Jim. I found out from when I tried for the physical on the Air Force and officer candidate school, I was slightly colorblind and red-green. So when I came up for the Navy, the very last thing I could hear them calling off numbers, and every other person called off the identical 5 numbers. So I counted ahead and knew which 5 numbers I would have to repeat. When I got there, I could see 3 out of 5. That's the story. So there's nothing more to say. I went in and had a good time. I served in the Pacific. I was on a APH. There's only 3 ships of that type. It is does amphibious landings and waits for the first wounded. We were all prepared for the invasion of Japan, and it just so happened we were in Tokyo Bay 10 days after the surrender, and at that point in time we picked up the first prisoners of war that the Japanese held, and they looked like they had come out of Dachau. So they were glad to see us, and we were glad to see them. It was called a magic carpet, and we did 2 runs like that. So I feel we were served the country well by getting our prisoners of war back home.
My name's Lou Ginefra. I'm the commander of the AMVET's Memorial Post 70 here in Bloomfield, New Jersey. I served in 1951, 1952 in Korea. I was at the Punch Bowl, and I was in H Company, 17th Infantry Division, 17th Infantry Regiment, 7th Division. I was only in from 1951 to 1952. I got drafted out of Orange, New Jersey, where I was born and raised, and I was glad that I was proud that I was able to serve.
Finally, as 2011 draws to an end and 2012 is upon us, Mayor Raymond McCarthy came down to the studios to sum up this year in Bloomfield and what we can look forward to in the new year.
Hi, this is Mayor Ray McCarthy. I'm in the studio of WBMA, and at the request of the people here, kind of give you a fill-in on what's happened with this year and what's going to happen next year. You know, we have a lot of successes in our present year, and I just wanted to bring it to the people of Bloomfield so that they know what we're doing. One of the greatest things that has happened so far this year, and I think it's been a town-wide event, was the completion of Foley Field. As most of the people in this community know, that field was a keystone to our community. It is now done. Team has played. We have a winning record. We have an undefeated record, like I asked the players. But it is one of the places that's great for this community. Some of the things to let you know what's gone on. We have talked for a number of years now about the redevelopment of the downtown. Well, if you drive down Washington or you drive down Glenwood, you see it's in effect. We have been able to knock down all the buildings that are there. We will probably start construction somewhere in the spring of next year, which is one of the good things. We have talked for years and years on how that was going to change the community, and this is where it begins. We were hoping that we could get it started earlier. It didn't happen, but you know what? We never gave up. And I want to thank the people of Bloomfield for giving us the confidence and letting us know that that's what they wanted. As you know, the program and the plan that we put together for that was an award-winning program. And it was an award-winning program for Probably one of the reasons being the fact that we really brought in the community. The people of Bloomfield told us what they wanted. We've got it done. Now all you're going to see is construction is going to start next year. People are going to be going to work, and that's in this day and age, our economy, folks, this is what we need. We need jobs, we need jobs, we need jobs. There'll be construction jobs as we start to build it. There'll be permanent jobs once the stores and the businesses are back in there. The other thing, and a lot of people don't know it because it's been very silent, is the fact that 225 Belleville Avenue, that redevelopment program has started. We went into demolition starting about a week ago, and it's taking place. You know, we had a lot of people who said, well, we don't know if that's the right thing to do. We don't know if it's going to be beneficial to us. It will be. Just to give you a quick idea, right now, prior to the construction of it, we're probably taking in about $130,000 in revenue out of it. Once those buildings are done, once they're done, our revenue that will be generated through the pilot program will be over $650,000, and it will increase on an annual basis as the rents go up. So we're happy about those things. There's things going on in this community, and they're all for the positive. You know, we all have our little ups and downs. One of the things I want to always talk about is our police. Our police and fire are without a doubt the best in the state, if not in the country. We have two great chiefs, Chris Gould as our police chief and Joe McCarthy as our fire chief. And one of the other things that a lot of people, as I go through this community, people didn't realize was that we had a lot of retirements in the fire department in the last year. What we were able to do was to hire 9 new firemen. Now, the thing that's important about that is the fact that the 9 new firemen are Bloomfield people. We fought for years to have our ability to hire our own people. As you know, there was a consent decree against us. We did all the things that were necessary to make sure that we can have us taken away, that the consent decree taken away from us. It worked. Now what we have is Bloomfield people being hired. Again, as I said earlier, it's about the jobs. So we put nine firemen to work. We put 2 police officers to work, 2 new ones, and that's because of all the retirements. As you know, if you look at me, we're an aging stock that's coming on, so that's happening. Oh, the other thing I wanted to tell everybody, as we stand here, as we sit here in the end of November, for those of people who don't recognize what's growing on me, it's part of Movember. And what that is I grew a mustache once I realized what it was for, to highlight the idea about pancreatic cancer being such a deadly disease for most human beings, and particularly of men. So this mustache is being grown during the month of November, as my wife is very much against my mustache. So she is going to make a contribution on December 1st to the Pancreatic Cancer Association for me to shave it off. So after Monday night's meeting, it'll be gone and we'll be back to normal again. Some of the other things that I think you would like to know. We made changes. As I said, we've had a number of retirements throughout this community, both in the workforce and around town. And what we did was we used, again, Bloomfield people to replace people in this community. Our direct department was run by Anthony Nesto for a number of years, and Anthony did an outstanding job. He and Mike Skirman were terrific, still are terrific. What we did was Anthony has now taken over the DPW. And if you've seen through that storm in November and Irene, how much we worked and got things taken care of, you could see that we're in good hands. Michael Skirman's now running the rec department. Michael, again, another Bloomfield guy who's just been there. He's excited. He's excited to be there. He's excited to work with the kids and the families and everything. So I have great hope for all of our people in town because of their help. As we know, 2012 is upon us. We will have what will basically be a brand new council. In the first ward, Eli Chalet has been elected to replace Councilwoman Janice Manley-Laterio. And in the third ward, Carlos Bernard has been elected to replace Bob Rowan, who has been here for 3 years. In the second ward, Nick Joanno has won his race, so he'll continue to be there. One thing that's coming in 2012, and it's just one of the great things about 2012 is the fact that we will celebrate our bicentennial. 200 years of a township is just something else. We have a number of things planned. Councilwoman Letirio, former Councilwoman Letirio, she was going to help handle this in the future, along with the council. We'll be running a number of things, that in conjunction with the rec department. We will have parades. We will have as many things that we can do. She's looking for help. So if you have the ability to volunteer, please do that. It will start on March 23rd, 2012, and that will be the kickoff. And what we'll do is we will have General Joe Bloomfield as one of the characters there, because he was the premier person of Bloomfield. That's who the town is named after. Was one of the governors in the state of New Jersey. And we'll have a program with him, a historic program telling everybody about the community and how it started, and it'll be very informative. We need people to help, though. That's one of the things that comes about in a program that is so immense, and that is going to be an entire year, is the fact that we need volunteers. So if you have the ability to do it, you could call Councilwoman Letirio, or you could call the mayor's office. Volunteer, please, we need your help. There's a list on TV 35. There'll be a list of dates as to different meetings that you can help out. And those are the things that we need. We'll have, during the summer, we'll have concerts. July 4th, we'll have a concert, a special concert for July 4th. We're bringing in some of the political people that made this town such a great town as it is. And the other thing is Memorial Day Parade. Interesting enough, in 1962, the high school class had a time capsule. And what they did, they put a whole bunch of things going back to 1962. I wasn't born yet, so I wouldn't remember any of that stuff. But we're going to open it in front of, on the green, at the end of the parade. It should be interesting. It'll be great stuff that'll come out of it. But the other thing that we're going to do, along with the high school and the schools, the grammar schools, is to start another time capsule for the next 50 years. So please, we ask you to get involved. We hope that you'll understand how important it is to all the people in this community. But most of all, we want you to be part of it, because it's special and it's Bloomfield. There's nothing else in our minds. As I've said time and time again, the people of Bloomfield are special to me, and I want to try and do as much as I can, and as much as the council can do, to make sure that everybody is comfortable in town, is safe in town, and understands that you're the #1 priority. So as I start to wrap this up, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank all the people of Bloomfield. I've got to say this, and you are special people. There's no place that I go, there's no place in town where I'm not at, where somebody comes up and says, "Thank you, Mayor. I know you're doing a good job. Please thank the council for us." So for all those people who do that, that means a lot to us. We feel that we give 100%, and to get that recognition every once in a while is great. During these holidays, I just want to, again, pass on my best wishes for a great holiday. I said it at the Veterans Day the other day. We have a whole new group of people who are veterans, and there are young veterans. And there are a lot of people, men and women out of Bloomfield, who are either serving time in Afghanistan or Iraq, and they're coming home. Remember those people. Remember those people when they come home. Remember what good people they are and what they've done for us. Remember that they're Bloomfield residents, but most of all, remember that they're great Americans. So as we come to an end, I just want to wish everyone the happiest of holidays, and most of all, have the best New Year you've ever had before. Thank you. Look forward to seeing you again.
Make sure you tune into WBMA TV on a regular basis for all things Bloomfield. We are located on Channel 35 Comcast, Channel 30 Fios. Visit our website at WBMATV.com for more information, programming schedule, live streaming video, plus our station in high-definition on-demand video. Plus, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and now we can be viewed on Roku by adding the Peg.TV channel. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Bloomfield Buzz. Join us again next time as we continue to explore Bloomfield and find out what's happening in your community.